pull power out. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, look at the torque though. Right, yeah. Oh boy. Get our, well, we don't need no free advertising for Kenrick there. We got some tune-ins to do on this S13 here. Fresh engine after it sat for, the whole car sat for probably 6 to 8 months due to an engine shop pulling their pud. I'm not gonna give them any advertising or shout outs, positive or negative, but yeah, fresh engine, 416 stroker, LS3 base. Well, it was LS3 base, now it's iron block, Gen 4 block. Blah, 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 Holly Terminator, drift car thing. We'll go over it in a minute here, but just a little bit of summer footage for you guys of what I do in the summers. So today I'm gonna work on idle tuning. Tomorrow we're gonna go to the dyno. We're gonna go to VEMS over in Colchester and see what this thing will make, get the file all revised. It was supposed to be just the same internals swapped from the aluminum block, which was distorted. The shop cracked the block, had coolant leaks, a whole big ordeal. But anyway, it's supposed to be the internals swapped from that aluminum block over into, oh, that's what's holding me down there, into the iron block that we have now. Throw it all together, and closed loop compensation is just way out of whack. It's adding like 18% fuel all over the idle mapping. So not sure what's going on there, what they changed, if anything. I don't think they changed cam, maybe, who knows, right? So go through, retune some idle stuff, and then tomorrow go to the dyno, see what we can make. Pull the base file and see what we got. Real quick walkthrough on this hot rod here. It's all wired up, streetcar-ish, horn, turn signals, all that stuff, radio, CarPlay, Holly Terminator, whatnot, arc switch panel, all that. We got JL Audio Marine speakers all over. She's really weathered. She's been outside for a long time here at this shop, over at Max's, the owner's, his shop, sitting outside. We got wakeboard speakers, rear rad, all that stuff, awesome. PWM fan, it was really nice when it was first built. And now, as we said, she's quite weathered from sitting outside. Fuel fill here, gauge in the window, so anyone in the pit filling it can monitor that, not overfill it or any of that crap. LS, yada, yada, yada. Did have a blower on it at one point. Now we're back to NA for simplicity. Power steering cooler, oil cooler, all the goodies. You know, real functional street drift car deal. It was originally built for Drift Week, which is essentially the same as Drag Week, where, you know, you go and you drive from track to track with the car and your tools and stuff in the car. This one has never actually done a Drift Week, but that's what it was built for. Now it just gets used here and there for drift fun days and competitions and whatnot. So let's get into doing some idle stuff here. Oh God. Ah! Smells funny in here. All right, so we, stupid battery cutoff race car bullshit. I'm not gonna worry too much about cold start stuff yet until we get our VE table and everything dialed in around our idle cells. So I'm still gonna keep just checking everything over real quick. All right, let's let her warm up. We'll make some changes as we go, I guess. Tight, 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 tight. All right, so we've got some fuel pressure issues. It's just the pressure's too high for some reason now. So yeah, I gotta get her running again and make some corrections to that. See if that comes into line at all. So I've basically been doing a bunch of idle tuning stuff in regards to disabling idle spark, getting our base spark set, IAC, which is on this drive-by-wire, so TPS base setting. So like what essentially when the pedal is at 0, what the blade is actually at for percentage at like 8% right there. Bunch of stuff like that, going through that, and then dealing with like the fuel adders based off of TPS and map change just on like acceleration enrichment. So when you tip in with the pedal, how much fuel it adds to compensate for the delay in the map sensor and stuff. So like if you had a carburetor, it'd be like, I don't know carburetor terms, but I know there's an adjustment for that. Fuel, I don't even know. Not even gonna try to guess. But anyway, this is what I know. We got it really smooth. There's no dead spot. There's no spike. There's no lean spike. There's no rich spike. Got all this stuff pretty well smoothed up, really good. We can rev it up however high, hold it at 3 grand, whack it, it comes back down nice and smooth. So I'll just show you guys that stuff real quick, I guess. Nice little smooth settle in. So if you're pushing in and out of grid with the clutch in and out and you're slipping that and all that stuff, it's gonna hold its idle really nice. Settles back in, there's no dip, there's no undershoot, no overshoot. It's clean, we're not seeing our air fuel spikes, all that stuff's good. There we go. So some of that will clean up a little bit more yet as we dial in our VE table on the dyno and get all the cells around here, and I might have to tweak some of this stuff a little bit more after that. But for now, most of our idle stuff is good. So now it's setting idle park position, which means I got to shut it off, let it cool down to different cells, fire it back up, adjust our idle air control park position, which again, drive-by-wire. So that's basically just where our throttle blade sits when we key on based off of coolant temp for startup airflow. So we'll see how it goes right now that she's all warmed up. See how our park position is. We're currently at 74, 75%. Which might be high based off of the adjustments I had to make for this. We're gonna go ahead and save this new global file though. All right, resynced, 75%. Coolant temp came down just a whisker. See how she goes. So messing with our park position here, bringing our park position down a little bit, because you can hear it's hanging a whisker high, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, right? I'd rather it be a little bit high and stay there and come down nice and smooth like it has been, than it flare up and quickly drop and stall, or be too low and it just kind of stumble to an idle. So I don't hate where it's at now, but I'm just being a little picky in terms of fine tuning this. So bringing our park position of the blade down a little bit so that it doesn't overshoot as high, and then we're also bringing our hold time and our decay time down. So the hold is how long it holds the blade at that position before it starts coming down to idle positioning, and then your decay time is how long after your hold it takes for it to come down to that idle positioning. So yeah, bumping both of those numbers down to see if we can just smooth that up a little bit there. Yeah, it's not bad. I'm gonna leave it there. Yeah, I don't hate that at all. I don't mind that. That's not too bad. There's that little stumble at the very beginning of that. That's what we're looking for right there. Little bit whisker high, whisker of an overshoot. But again, I don't mind that, because if we fire it up like that and it's really hot and there's a lot of electrical load from the fan running full tilt, say finished with a couple runs or a practice session or whatever, come back into the pit, the car's at 200-degree coolant temp, the fan's got a little more duty cycle in it, and the fan's got more draw and everything, that little overshoot is going to help us a little bit for that extra electrical load on the alternator and everything. So that should keep it from stalling out on startup or starting hard or anything like that. So I'm going to leave it a little bit high right now. We'll get a better idea of that when we're on the dyno, of how that all goes. But for now, looking pretty good. So now I can kind of wrap up for the day, aside from letting this cool down to get into like the 80 to 100 degree coolant temp range, and kind of get an idea what our park position is going to look like there and our startup there. And I'll do that 2-3 times today. I'll let it cool down and do that and go from there. But I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time with that, because again, I'll get some of that on the dyno tomorrow, and that stuff isn't as big of a deal. Once you start it up for the day, especially in the summer at all the events, you kind of don't really go much below 80 degree coolant temp. So I'm going to kind of leave it there, mess with all that a couple more times, and then that'll be it. We'll get it loaded in the trailer and yeah, pick it up tomorrow. We're 125 degree coolant temp. Let's see how this is with our current park position table and all that. Nice. So that's pretty solid right there. I'm not going to touch that at all. This goes here, if I can even get this hot rod in here without running over one of the door cables or something stupid. This thing looks so haggard and beat up, but it really is quite the rig. Hoping I'm back into the old freaking mower back here, the old tank. See what we get, I guess. It's been a while since we done this whole wreck-it here. Like, I have no idea where we're at with the fuel jug box over there, but we're not rolling, so not so bad, not so bad. Not bad, actually. Not bad at all. Dude, I don't know if I could be any more squared up in here. Whew. Still got it. Made it to Vem's. Unload this hot rod, get in there, set up. All right, so I just got the rear straps undone. Obviously, got to do the fronts. Awesome, beautiful day. Weather's great, 60, 65 degrees, full sun. First sun we've had in like 3 weeks, so that's pretty sweet. But yeah, gonna get this thing unloaded on the roller or hub dyno. See what we can do. Hopefully it won't take too long, dial everything in. Oliver here just pulled in. He's got that Turbo Fairmont that's been on the channel last summer and whatnot. Flashing a clip of that thing right now. So yeah, I'm kind of hoping that I can knock this thing out quick enough. What is that liquid on the ground? What's wrong with you?
I said I got the exhaust open so you can mark exactly
okay.
when I get there.
Oh, you brought muffs, dude? This thing ain't that loud. I gotta tighten up a clampage. All right, crisis averted on the coolant. Little clampage is loose, I guess.
Clamping?
I mean, the clamp is old, so potentially it's just, you know, its head hasn't fallen off yet, but
let's keep the pressure down, you know?
That's right, yeah. Whoa, with the fresh Circle D hat?
Oh, yeah, dude.
So how did you...
those pens.
I was going to say, how did you get the pens?
I had to order a hat, and then I was like, hey, if I promise to only use Circle D converters, can you throw in a bunch of pens? Because they don't
Is that what you put in the ad?
Yeah.
Or the additional comments?
Yeah, they don't put the pens on the website. So I was like, I'm ordering this hat.
Sick.
But I'm really giving you $30 for pens and then throwing a hat.
Oh, yeah, it's a little loose. One little hose clamp, just loose enough, I guess. Have a little dribble out of the bottom of a rat hose. God dang it. We'll throw a little butane in it, some pump 93, and off we go. Right. Yeah, which is not very high though.
I'll just wait for your load all the way in and then I'll place it.
I'll do this. I'm
gonna be over there. I won't be able to see you because of the hood.
Load up a cool image on the computer table and then just scan by me on the computer. Let me download that.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm putting file in. Okay. Wow. Yeah, we didn't gain much, huh?
No.
We didn't gain nothing.
It looks really nice now, though.
Yeah, it does.
So smooth. And
yeah. I'm just going to put the timing back to what the other one was, the previous run. Yeah, we'll pull that filter cover off. All right, we're making a pull with the air filter dry bag off of it. See if that's limiting us at all. correction factor things over there. Yeah, 491 horsepower, 458, 452.8 on the torque. Yep.
Still low, but like.
Yeah,
That's
right. Well, that's just it. I mean, the numbers are what they are, right? It's nothing that we
But,
didn't
like,
build. Yeah. What are you gonna do? It is what it is.
Yeah.
I'm still just surprised for the alleged combo how hard it drops off after like 6,200.
Yeah.
It doesn't have a big cam, stock intake manifold.
Yeah.
That drops off on a 370 cubic inch engine.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Yeah, that, like I said, that's the nice part, is that it's going to feel awesome driving it on track because of where the power band is.
But it's gonna be shit. Well, for big tracks especially.
Yeah, like if we took this to Lime Rock, it would probably not be great because you're going to be in fourth and you're going to be in that 6,000 RPM range where you're down 30 horse. Mm-hmm. But like driving it at E-Town where it's mostly going to be driven, it's going to be really nice because it's making all the power in the RPM ranges where you are on that track. Mm-hmm. So it's going to drive great on tighter technical tracks where you need a lot of torque and power to dig out, or if you get jammed up behind someone. But it's just disappointing to see such low numbers out of such an expensive combo.